Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be taking some key advice from Arnold Schwarzenegger. We've all heard of this great man. He's made many accomplishments throughout his time in his life, and this is going to be my favorite piece of advice from Arnold. So we're going to run through the show, and essentially our goal today will be to how can we feel better when we're feeling a little down? When we're feeling a little down and we're not as motivated. We're not as motivated. You can think of these times when the night before, I'm going to get up tomorrow, I'm going to get up, I'm going to do this. Tomorrow, I'm going to get up, I'm going to eat this, I'm going to move my body in this way, I'm going to get this stuff done. And then the stuff doesn't happen. So hopefully we can use Arnold's powerful advice through. So stick around to the end. We have some fun questions. We're going to go through some examples. It's going to be a great show. Cheers, friends. Let's get right to it. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Terror Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best person you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. Welcome back to the classroom. Today, we're going to be talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger and some of his best advice, whether it was bodybuilding, action movies, or the governor of California, my Arnold accent is terrible, but there's some really good ones out there. So Arnold's advice there, I really like a lot of his advice because it's really straightforward. It's actually rather digestible. There's some people who I don't know if this is a shot at my own intelligence, but there's some people who I like to learn from, I like to read from, and their books are so advanced, like Eckhart Tolle, if you've heard of The Power of Now, stuff like this, or Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules of Life. And sometimes I'm like, man, that's kind of confusing versus it seems when I'm feeling the best, when my life's going in the right direction, things tend to be, first key word of the day is simple. Maybe we need to just simplify things, but that doesn't really tie to Arnold's advice today. So with Arnold's advice, no, it does tie with Arnold's advice today. So the main key advice that we're going to be talking about is he talks a lot about being useful. Being useful. So this is the key advice for today. So our goal, our mission today, put a little star by it, is we want to be useful. When we're feeling down, we're not feeling so great. Maybe this morning you're getting your cup of coffee, you're kind of planning out the day. What do I want to accomplish? Or maybe you've already been rocking and rolling for a few hours. And how can I keep the momentum going? So sometimes it's not sunshine and rainbows, folks. It's not sunshine and rainbows all the time. Sometimes we feel a little down. Sometimes we feel a little unmotivated. Motivation's kind of this up and down thing. Sometimes I'm feeling like I want to run through a wall and I'm ready to save the world. All of my clients, I'm going to give them incredible value. I'm going to go over the top. And sometimes I'm like, screw that. I'm not doing that today. So it's up and down. Energy can be consistent, inconsistent. The waves are just kind of more so a metaphor example for how we're feeling energy-wise. So being useful. So yesterday, I wasn't feeling super motivated for work. I'm sure you can relate. Sometimes I feel a little down, a little unmotivated. But what I think, whenever I feel down, and I'm kind of in, maybe you look at this part of the diagram. I love visuals. So we're going up. We got crazy energy. I'm ready to save the world. Hoorah, hooray. But then I'm feeling a little down today. I'm like, maybe I drank too much alcohol. Maybe I smoked too much marijuana. Maybe I did this or indulged in that. Maybe I stayed up too late or watched too much. My movies were too long or whatever the case is. We all have our vices, folks. We all have our vices. And I'm not going to lie to you. I got mine too. So I hear you. And that's going to cause our energy to slip a little bit. And that's okay. That's part of being human. But when it comes down and say we don't want to bust into our big projects, right? Building the company, losing the weight, changing the world, these powerful things that take a lot of energy, maybe on the higher end of the spectrum as we're going up and down, that'd be more towards the higher end of energy. I love this idea of being useful. How can we be useful today? I have someone coming on to the show here soon. His name's Chris Gardner. He just had a really big TEDx video that almost got 1 million views. Just really smart, genuine guy. Absolutely love his personality. And he has this idea of like giving. The person who is giving is actually receiving more than the person who's receiving. Okay, maybe the words are a little trippy on that one, but this morning. So thinking, if I can give back, I'm actually the one who's truly benefiting. So when I'm feeling down, I'm feeling a little down. So feeling down, because it's not a matter of question of when, if, right? It's a matter of when we're feeling a little down. So we're not feeling 100% today. I don't feel like working on this or this and that. So what can I do to be useful? So here's just like a few examples. So shout out to my girlfriend. She keeps the house pretty much immaculate. We love our home, this and that. So to help provide and support on this, maybe me being useful includes yard work. It's the springtime. Yard work. Yard work is very satisfying to me. I'm just getting out, getting my hands a little dirty. Maybe that's something that we need to do. Say you're feeling a little down, you need to just get outside, touch some grass, get some of the energy from Mother Earth, this type of stuff. Maybe dishes or cleaning. Sometimes we feel down just because our environment's a little too chaotic. Maybe there's stuff we need to organize. Maybe there's stuff we need to clean out. And this is supposed to be fun, right? It's easy to say that right over here, me yelling and ranting and doing all this, but it really does help decongest when we have the right attitude that it's like, man, I get to do this. This is fun. I got to let our cat out. All right. See you, Moxie. It's our kitty cat, Moxie. She likes jumping all around the office and doing crazy stuff. But either way, so cleaning, it allows us to just declutter in the environment. And I've really changed my attitude on this. When I look around and I'd see things dirty and not clean, I used to be like, oh my gosh, I got to do all this and I got to do this. And versus it's just dishes are just hot soapy water. Mopping floors is just hot soapy water. All of these small things that we can do to just not maybe do our big projects right here, right now. I don't feel like doing this right now. That's okay. I'm a little too overwhelmed. So I'm just going to be useful. Be useful. I'm going to clean something up around the house. Maybe I do something for somebody else. Giving back. When we give to others, say if we're helping out family members, say if we're helping out friends, maybe we're helping a friend move, maybe we're helping one of our parents, maybe we're helping something with our kids. Just being useful, I believe, is a great way to help get us back up out of these little ruts that you see on the bottom of our diaphragm here. So as our energy goes up, we're rocking, we're rolling, but life is life. We get a little slap to the face and then bam, we're down back into a little bit of a rut. But just because we're in this rut, we can use this idea of being useful this morning, giving back, getting outside, doing something productive, getting in the house, cleaning things up, giving back to someone who we care about. Maybe we're fixing on something or a side project, or maybe it's just something altogether. I wanted to go over a few over here on the side. We're jumping all around this morning. Good morning. Good morning. I have a chaotic style of teaching, so welcome to the classroom. We're just going to get some, like, why be useful? Why does this actually help? So first one we have to nail down is purpose. So this is why our big projects feel so good, such as writing a book. Maybe we're not just writing a book. Maybe we are working on losing a lot of weight, or we're helping somebody else lose a lot of weight. We're going above and beyond for other people. When it comes to this type of stuff, I believe if we can come back to our benefits. They can just be a good reminder of doing the things that really matter most to us. So the second one on why the being useful is the best advice is looking over here at my notes. Good morning. Good morning. If you're just now tuning in with us, we're rocking and roll this morning, going over some tips and some advice from Arnold Schwarzenegger. So the second one on our list will be accomplishment. Accomplishment. Okay. So accomplishment, humans love evidence. We love evidence. We love being able to prove to ourselves that we are heading in the right direction. There's something weird about humans and connecting patterns and making sure we're heading in the right direction. So accomplishment comes in number 2 of this reassurance to help pull us up out of a rut. So maybe you're feeling, man, T-Dog this morning, I'm not feeling like I want to go 1,000,000 miles an hour. Totally fine. Well, maybe we just do a simpler activity that can be under the term being useful for the people we love and care about most. Good morning, everyone. So accomplishment. Third one coming on is social connection. Social. Are humans social? Or, well, you can think of humans as emotional or logical creatures. We like to think of ourselves with our big brains. We're like, oh, we're logical creatures. Come on. Don't be saying that stuff. You know that's not true. We're emotional creatures. We're emotional. And with this emotion, I believe having social connection is what is going to give us the energy, just what we need to get back out of that rut, to be really excited, and to keep moving on for the day. So social connection comes in at number 3. What is the number 4 benefit of doing this? Is physical health. Have you ever heard of the show, The Blue Zones? It's where this, shout out to the guy who did the show. I love the host. I thought he did an awesome job. But he's going all around the world in different spots, these blue zones where there's a higher like longevity, quality of life, centenarians, people who live to be 100 years old. So he's going to these areas and he's seeing what's part of it. And it turns out physical health, movement, physical health. Talk about physical health being one of the pillars of health, absolutely needed. We gotta move. We gotta get our bodies going. So when you're down in a rut, what's usually going on? Whenever I'm down in a rut, I'm usually not moving my body too much. I'm usually sitting down a little too long, right? So I don't got my blood settling. There's something about when you're a human moving around, getting the blood going. So getting out and doing yard work, washing the dishes, doing something nice for someone, charity work, working in an animal shelter, going and helping your parents out. Just something to get the body moving and making sure you're feeling useful. Maybe there's a project around the house that you've been dying to make. Kind of a cool idea I have in my head. I would like for my girlfriend and I someday to build a desk. I think that'd be really cool. We'll see. I want one that raises up and down, but maybe you have some type of side project for your home or something that you can do when you're feeling a little down. You don't want to do the major stuff, so you do something to be useful. Physical health, just this gets our blood. And if you're feeling a little down, maybe you need to go for a walk. Maybe we need to just go for a walk out in nature. Maybe we just need to take a break from our cell phones. Maybe we need to take a break from just all the stimulation and the craziness of life going on. I think sometimes it's easy for us to get too much information. So maybe going for a walk outside, getting a little sunshine, these pillars of health, I think are all under the category of being useful. Maybe you go on a walk with someone who you haven't talked to in a while, an old friend, a family member, whoever it may be, but getting out. But the last one for why this stuff is so important for being useful, I would say growth. Growth. Because if you look at a plant, shout out to Dr. Wayne Dyer, if you look under a microscope, if a plant is not growing, we can say that it's dying. So looking under a microscope, seeing if something's not growing, then it is dying. So we want to be able to see the growth for ourselves. And I believe when we're feeling a little bit down, we're in a little bit of rut, using Arnold's advice to be useful can help us grow, pull us out of this. So, for example, yesterday at one of our houses, the drain wasn't working, so we hired an excavator to come. He was running a line through it, and then he was chopping stuff up. And then he realized that one of the vents, so we didn't have, for this older home, there wasn't, the piping didn't go all the way up through the house. So this is where a lot of air goes through or helps with like it to the whatever's in your pipes and your drains to flow down. It needs like an air escape. So going through the roof. And when you don't have that for those older houses, then you need these other types of vents that go on it. Well, this one was broken. So I learned, I didn't know anything about this. So he's explaining it to me. I'm learning about it. I'm like, oh, okay. Because I wasn't feeling like doing my deep work for my projects yesterday. And that's okay. Like I'm tired of being like the work police 24/7. Don't get me wrong. I want to grow a big company. I want to achieve a lot of goals, but I'm not willing to live a life to where I'm like grinding through every pain every single moment. So it's like sometimes I just want to do something else that can learn and stimulate me and give me a little more variety being the spice of life. So learning that, I believe, contributes to growth. But these were 5 benefits that I've really gotten out of just when I feel down, I just pick up something to do. I ask myself the question from Arnold's advice: how can I be useful right now? How can I be helpful? What can I do to make myself contribute, to make something better? And I believe that this is really what helps people get out of these ruts and get back into a higher state of energy. Okay, awesome. So just a little recap. This was Arnold Schwarzenegger's advice. And he says when we are feeling down, our best option is to try and figure out how can we be useful for ourselves, for other people, and get our bodies up and moving. So we talked about examples like yard work, washing the dishes, just cleaning the house, giving back to somebody, helping somebody you love and care about, or just even going on a walk with somebody who you haven't talked to in a while. And 5 benefits pulled from this is it gives us a sense of purpose. It helps us just feel accomplished, because feeling accomplished is awesome. Social connection with people we love and care about most. Physical health. Sometimes we feel like crap just because our blood's settling and we need to just get everything moving. We're creatures of movement. And lastly, just growth. Maybe being useful helps teach us other things or helps us just learn other things around the way. But awesome. All right, so shout out to Arnold. That's really all I had this morning. It was exciting to see a few more, seeing the number tick up. We had double-digit folks here this morning, so thanks for tuning into the show. If you really liked my message and you think that you know someone who sometimes can feel like they put a little too much pressure on themselves, I'm a victim of this, I put way too much pressure on myself, and they're feeling down in a rut, maybe you share this video with them, send it over. It's on all of our main socials, and just see if these ideas, these benefits can help other people become more useful when they're feeling a little bit down. Bouncing back, getting out of that rut so we can have an awesome day, because there is no tomorrow. It's just today. So cheers to that, folks. That's all I have for today. This was episode 484 of the Talk to Tanner Morning Show, the Consistency King. I'll be back here again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's our new time for the show. So if you know anyone who's a fan of the show, make sure to have them come over at 9 a.m. every weekday morning, whether it's me or we have one of our guests on, to just go over tips, tricks, and ideas to help you become a better person. Thanks so much, y'all. Have an awesome, awesome day. I'll be back here live again at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's our new time going forward tomorrow morning with another episode. We're going to go over a coaching exercise. It's going to be a fun coaching exercise that we're going to do, and it's going to be a banger. So make sure to tune in. Love you all. Again, if you enjoyed the video, share it on your socials. It means the world to me, as my goal is to spread useful, productive information at zero cost to individuals so we can all be happier and healthier. And the high tide raises all ships, folks. The high tide raises all ships. So cheers to that. Share the video. Appreciate it so much. Love you all. In case you needed to hear it. Peace out. Have a good day. Till next time.